not a second-hand coat. I want a yacht, not a cheap little boat. I tell my daddy not to be depressed. All I need for happiness is the best. I want a diamond, nothing else has appeal. And when it comes to men, you know how I feel. I want a real man. Give me a real man, you know what I mean. I want a real man. Oh, real man, you're what I need.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Tim.
We fired up. We're gonna go.
All right, buddy, man. Rock on. Rock on.
What is up? Welcome to Real Men. I'm your host, Tim Steeves. This is a men's magazine show is what it is. It's for men. It's about men. It's where men get real. Let's meet our panel today, shall we? Tim Rykert is here. What's up, Timmy?
Chipper.
Chipper.
I'm Chipper.
Nice.
I don't know.
Kedar dropped in.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this
Do
show.
you like the way I do that? Dropped in, as though you just didn't have anything to do and you just swung by. And also, Chuck Byrn's here with us. Boop. Yeah. Okay, Chuck, whatever. That was fine, Chuck. And Krista Sutton also popped over. Nice to see you, Krista. And that's how we're going to get this segment started. And the show started with a little commentary from Krista Sutton. Go ahead, Krista.
Are you a jealous guy? Do you hate it when your girlfriend looks at another guy or talks to another guy? Gosh, I love dating guys like you. The seething anger, the petty outbursts, the murderous thoughts. Well, it's fun. It makes me feel cherished and, well, loved. Well, apparently evolutionary psychologists have a defense for you from my sarcastic rant. Studies and statistics have shown that you have what's called a jealousy gene. Yes, that's right, I'm not making this up. A jealousy gene. A gene that has evolved over millions of years that tells you to guard against her gene that makes her want to trade up to a superior mate. Well, and guard you have. You've been very creative over the years and over the cultures. Veils, harems, cloisters, clitorectomies, murder. Oh, and Jerry Springer and his weekly paternity tests. Ah, the jealousy gene. A marvel of evolutionary science. And so's your hairy back. And I don't like that either. Tim?
Thanks, Krista. Can you say clitorectomies on television? I sure hope so.
You just can't show
Welcome to Real Men. Good job, Krista. Obviously, we're talking jealousy in this first segment. Who wants to get started, fellas? Who's jealous on the panel today? Anyone? Takers?
I'm jealous of Krista for knowing the word clitorectomy, and I didn't.
I had no
I
idea.
have it wrong. I'm going to get an email. I think it's
you get so smart?
clitoridectomy or something.
I've been all my life confused by jealousy. I don't understand. If you don't trust her, leave her. Simple as that. If you trust her, stay with her. If you don't, leave her. Don't
Simple as that.
spend your whole life going crazy over.
It can't be that
Apparently,
simple,
I'm-
is it, Chuck? I mean, it's a little more gray area than that.
I think it's I see situations where sometimes, and I'm not saying it's in all cases, and I'm sure guys do it just as much, but I've been in the situation where I've been sitting at the bar, the girl has come over, started talking to me, making nice,
Yeah.
kind of being flirty, and then the boyfriend from the other side of the room comes over, and the only reason she was talking to me was to get him jealous.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's often
So stay away from flaky idiots. That's rule number one.
justification for jealousy. I mean,
But
jealousy,
I think jealousy can be sometimes it can be bad, but sometimes it can let people know that they're still on it.
You're saying some women play it, and I think they do. I think most women hate the jealous guy, the overly jealous guy.
yeah,
but
it's the overly jealous guy,
There's
obviously.
a few out there that dig it, don't they? Come on, we've seen it. Like Chuck was talking about, that girl, she dug it. That's what she was after.
Well,
She's looking
she
for
was
him to
playing
beat
it.
me up to prove that he cares about her.
Jump in, Kedar.
Well, no, my more on a personal note, my mom dated a really extremely jealous guy for a number of years, and the whole thing, he went into the whole wiretapping thing.
Wow. Control.
Yeah.
I had access to the stuff,
but it's
though. I happened to
totally,
work in
the whole jealous thing is totally about control.
Yeah.
I own you. You are a part of me. Even after they broke up, it's still, he's calling her every week, leaving messages on her answering machine. I mean, just totally jealous. They go out to a club together, and someone comes to talk to her. He's a bartender, for crying out. He's asking what she wants to drink.
Well,
I've
what's
had
he
a
doing
guy-
that for? Why didn't he ask someone else?
I've had a guy get mad at me for if I'm out with him just talking to a guy in passing. And that just, see you later. Apparently, though, just reading up on this, 40% of relationships have jealousy as a major problem. But it also cited that 100% of both men and women in a relationship had some kind of fantasy about, well, men more killing their partner, and women, this is what these studies say, women, not that they're going to kill their partner, but they wish that their partner was dead. I'm like, 100%? I don't know, these evolutionary psychologists.
Well, women don't kill their husband. They sleep with a high school boy and get him to do it.
Well, and this is interesting too. Women are jealous, or men are jealous that women are going to sleep with another man. Women are jealous that their boyfriend or husband are going to be more emotionally intimate.
A lot of men have the fantasy, too, that they'd like to see their woman with some other guy.
Yeah.
That is more prevalent than you'd realize, probably.
I would think, you know, and honey, if
Yeah.
you want to make some videotapes. No, my wife...
Isn't that another woman?
My wife, all her friends are guys. This came up once before. Her entire group of friends are guys, and really good-looking guys, and one of them she went out with in the past.
And you have no problem with that, Timmy?
Not at all. Like, how could I? I mean, like I said, if I did, I would have, well, forget this chick with all the guy friends, right? But it's like, how can you possibly...
But I mean, like, if she was to call you up, I mean, you're separated right now. You're out here filming. She's on the other side of the country. If she was to call you up and say, you know, what's his name came into town, we're going out for dinner tonight.
If he was staying over at the house, it wouldn't bother me.
Really?
Because
Really?
Well, why would it? When you say really, it's like
staying over at your house. It wouldn't bother you?
it's her best friend. It's like
Kedar, I've seen this in action. I've gone over to Timmy's house, and it's like a house full of guys, and Tim's like, yeah, all Lara's friends are here. Let's take off. I'm like, dude.
Well, man, you're just entirely too
You're
mellow.
good. Maybe you're not
too
jealous enough.
trusting.
There are women who say it's not
Kedar's looking at you like
have
you're
you ever
crazy.
been had any kind of jealousy?
No, and again, it just comes from, if I had one second thought that this girl was going to do something like that to me, I would just leave her.
But you know what? You have to have a certain degree of jealousy. Yeah, you can't be too overly jealous, but there needs to be a little something there so she knows that you care. Like, if you're like totally, hey, man, invite the whole football team over, you know, I'll be at the club. You know, eventually, well, Tim doesn't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
I've said that before. Aren't you?
Come on now.
Aren't you just a
all right, that's all the
little
time.
jealous?
Unfortunately, Timmy, you can't respond.
We're all
We're going
trying
to
to
break.
convince
What are you
him.
going to do?
Respect. I love you, honey.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about marriage. And what's the dealio? Is it the end of your freedom? And we talk to people on the street on the subject. We'll be right back. Where do you meet girls? Where do you go to meet women, man? What's the plan?
I don't anymore. I'm married, man.
Yeah? So you're not going to fess up to that?
Shh, I'm not a real man anymore.
Hey, welcome back to Real Men. This segment, we're going to talk about marriage. Is it the end of all the fun? Let's hear from Tim Rykert on the play. Go ahead, Timmy.
On the subject of marriage, I'd like to get the help from a little 7-year-old boy who appeared in the British documentary series 7 Up, where they interviewed a bunch of little kids about what they wanted to do in their lives, and then they followed them out throughout their lives. Well, this kid, when he was 7, he was asked, are you going to get married when you grow up? And he said no. And when they asked him why, he had an answer ready. He thought about it for a second, he looked up and he said, well, say she likes greens, right? And she's the one cooking the meals every night, right? So she cooks greens, and I don't like greens, right? So I'm like, well, I don't like greens. And she's like, well, I'm cooking the meals, so I'm going to make greens. And I'm like, I'm not having none of that. That was his reason. Simple, cute, poignant. The kid had it down. That's exactly why you wouldn't want to marry someone. What if they like stuff I don't like? That's no good. What the kid didn't realize is that one day he might meet a girl who also hates greens. And she might like to talk about the same things he likes to talk about. And she might have a great rack. And he might be able to get a hold of that great rack if he can only just be nice to this girl. Now, he's going to get married one of these days is what I'm saying. We all think we don't want to get married. When I was a teenager, I used to use the excuse, well, I can love a woman, I can live with a woman, I can have children with a woman. Why do I need a legal piece of paper? Why do I have to sign something and tell a bunch of people? You don't have to. You want to in the end. You want to. I'm married now, and the one thing I've realized about being married is I'm part of a team now. It used to be me against the world, now it's me and her against the world. 2 of us, united, we will defeat. It's about being on a team. And why do you need the legal piece of paper? Why do you have to stand up in front of a bunch of people and say, I'm on this team? It's the same reason why you wouldn't skate around with the Toronto Maple Leafs wearing a red jersey. They've all got blue and white. You're not going to go, I'm going to wear the red because maybe one day I want to shoot my puck in a different direction. No. Be part of a team, man. It's the way to go. What do you think, Tim?
I think you're whipped, pal. Grab some cushions. No, I'm just teasing you, man. That was a nice job. You like greens? I liked all that. It was fantastic. Kedar? So we got Kedar is a married dude. What about Kedar?
He is definitely whipped, just like me. Welcome to the family, bro. And you know what? Yeah, we are part of the team, but you see, she's the coach. We're just the players, all right? We got to carry the ball down the field.
Who's whipped? He's
All
whipped
right.
and kicked.
Whipped, kicked, slapped around, pip, slap. Oh, I do it all.
Yeah, but I very much agree with your idea of team, but I think that's why a lot of I'd say primarily single men see it as the end of freedom, because what it is it's the end of sole decision making. Now you're on a team and you're making decisions as a team.
Yeah, sole decision making, maybe by some stereotypical.
Sole decision making on, you know what, I'm going to go out with the money I have and buy a silly sports car.
I can do
Not
that
gonna
in my
happen.
marriage.
Really?
I have, yeah.
And you'll be
You
spending
can
her
do
money
that?
too, Chuck.
Yeah, but she lives in Vancouver, man. That's why you can do it.
I
can't do it. I got to sit down and plan my strategy of how I'm going to, like, go to the mall, like, buy some tools, come back without she knowing it. I mean, it's like, frightful now. I got to sit home and say, look, guys, look, I really love to play with you, but I got to go, man. I got responsibilities. It's my turn to burp the baby. I mean,
Didn't you just call
You
me
got
whipped?
kids too, but
You know what,
I
if
think
you're the
call me
We're both whipped, man.
I'm not whipped.
I'm telling you, admit it. Let it out. It's
If
okay.
you're the coach, then I need her to coach me, because I guess I don't understand wives who tell their husbands to that degree what they can and cannot do.
I don't think it's a question of can and cannot do. I think it's a question of single guys, like such as myself, perceive it as, well, I'm going to have to run some stuff at least by her, just as a common courtesy. I mean, I let her on the team.
Right.
You marry me?
You'd do the same
Sure.
thing with a best friend that you're on a Saturday
Exactly.
night, and you're like,
I do it with
what
a
do you want to
roommate.
do?
I do it with a roommate.
Right. So it's the
You
same.
know, it's yeah, but that's
It's give
the
and
thing.
take. There's no rule. Like
Everything's given.
Yeah, but you don't sleep with your roommate. With her, you know, if she says, no, I don't want to do that, chances are you're going to be doing what she tells you she wants to do. That's the bottom line. The bottom line in marriage, you have to give and take, and most of the times you're giving and she's taking. That's how
You
it
think?
is.
Chuck,
Yes.
do you think these guys?
I don't think
Wait till you
it's
get
all
married.
about. I don't think no, because I think when you find a marriage that works, on some things
That's
you
why
might,
it works,
You
because
might
you're
feel
giving.
like you're getting. Yeah, but I think a lot of the guys don't realize how much they're getting back in little things, like the fact that. You know, my apartment currently is strewn with dirty underwear.
You
And
need
if
a woman.
That's
Exactly.
paradise.
Because we don't pick it up.
And not
Dirty
even if she
underwear
wasn't even picking
strewn.
up, if she was just telling me to do it, I'd do it.
But you know what?
Wow.
Now no one is
it's just a
telling,
matter
no
of
one is
telling me what to
telling
do.
you.
I'm pretty basic.
But no one is telling you pick up your underwear. When you get married, you're gonna hear that 24/7.
yeah.
Actually, someone is telling him to pick up his underwear. It's his conscience. It's telling him pick up your
Hey,
underwear.
Chuck, you don't-
Slob.
He can
Up off
be,
the
he can
floor.
be numbed with
Chuck,
vodka.
do you think these guys have settled down or just settled?
No, I don't think really either. I think you might settle in, but I don't think you settle. I mean, I think some people do settle on marriage. I think some people get married because they feel I gotta get married.
I always find it sad, you know, on the eve of the wedding, and the guys are saying, last chance, ball and chain coming up.
Right.
And I always find that a little bit depressing, because it's true.
Those jokes will go on for a
Yeah.
long, long
For a
time.
long
Basically,
time.
marriage has changed, right? We used to get married because we had to, and that was the ball and chain days. When you was pressure to get married when you're 18 to 25, in that range, you get
Well,
married,
yeah, because
right?
it was the next logical step.
And of
choice
course, the
now.
ball and chain thing comes out of that. But these days, people get married when they want to get married. They still make mistakes. They still get divorced. But they're doing it for their own reasons.
Good
There's a
job,
culture
panel.
of
Let's
the-
put a bow on the topic and move on to something a little more fun. We're going to talk about sex in a public place when we come back. Hey, that sounds like a hell of a lot more fun. We hit the streets on the subject, too. We'll be right back. What's the craziest place you ever had sex?
In a laundromat.
Right on. What time of day was it?
It was in the evening time. I think it was like 10-ish or so like that.
So there were still people in there tumbling their stuff.
There were still people in there tumbling their stuff. And I was tumbling my stuff too.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk about sex. What? What? You don't like what I'm having fun here, people,
Okay,
okay?
sorry.
I'm hosting. That's all right. Welcome back to Real Men. We're going to talk about sex in a public place, and I just, like, right off the top, apologize to Kedar and Tim's wives before we even get started. Kedar, sex in a public place. Go, baby.
But it wasn't sex. It was just heavy petting.
Yeah.
It was in Moss Park with a
told me.
lot of drunk wino spectators
Wow.
cheering us on.
Oh, they
cheering you
cheered.
on?
There you go, boy.
Nice.
Light her on fire!
I got a match. Oh, never.
Get rid of the evidence.
I didn't. See, I'm not a downtown guy. I didn't know Moss Park was like that.
Did
I'm
you
not a
like it? Did you
downtown
like
guy.
it with them watching you? You know.
It was heavy petting. It wasn't sex. It was dark. It was okay.
I made an attempt
a
at
long time ago.
public sex just once with my wife. Remember Rome, honey? We near the Vatican too.
What?
Yeah, you know,
she'll
you get
love
all you go to
When
the
in
Vatican,
Rome.
you see all the paintings in there, and it's all naked people, and you come out.
Oh,
all
yeah,
horned
it's
up.
really horny in the Vatican.
You know.
Yeah. When in Rome.
So we were,
have
yeah,
sex
in
on
a
the
little
street.
parkette near there, and
Who doesn't get all horned up when you're in the Vatican? Yes, sick.
Oh, the Pope's got that hat on. They're begging for it.
have you seen any Madonna videos?
Sure, that
Priests
works.
are sexy. No, we slipped into a park and got caught immediately. It was like the first time we ever tried or ever thought, let's
that's
be
the worst.
dirty and do it in a park. We got caught. A cop, not some.
How does that dialogue
Rubby
go?
from Moss
How does
Park.
that dialogue go?
It was just running. There was no dialogue.
You just ran?
Move
There
along.
was running, and
Were
I
you trying
never
to get your gaunch on as you're running and stuff?
and I never got sex in a public place again.
No.
See, I think that the trick to sex in a public place is be in a public place, but don't be outside. Outside, there's too many, like
No,
variables.
outdoor
Mosquitoes.
sex is
You're
great.
under the table in the
Chucky doll.
restaurant. Is that what you were all about?
Well, I did a library at university
Nice.
Yeah, libraries.
and
quiet.
elevator in a residence at university.
That's why you're so well read, my
Stopped
friend.
or like.
But yeah, you just hit emergency stop. You know,
elevator
bells and
works.
whistles are going off, and people are
minute.
screaming, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
and
but
you're
there's
just
a lot of
screaming
bells
back,
and whistles
yeah,
going on.
Yeah.
Press stop on elevator.
Chuck doesn't need the stop button. 4 floors is his timing anyway. That's his routine.
What about you,
It's a
Krista?
service elevator to the basement.
What about you, Krista? Mile High Club?
The
Anything like that?
beach, but a cave, which is outside,
cave?
but inside.
But inside.
A cave.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit out of the way.
The back cave?
See,
We
Tim,
were
they went for
caving.
public places that didn't have a lot of cop traffic. That was the way they went with it.
Not a lot of caves and cops and caves. Bye-bye.
We know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean.
Cops don't like the cave beat, man, because you just run into people having sex all the time. It's not a good beat.
Yeah, people having sex in bats.
But there were people hiking. It was
Yeah,
a wilderness area.
Well, the
hike
danger element's
lawns.
part of the public sex.
Well,
is it
of
not?
course,
It has
or
to
Yeah,
be.
why bother?
I think it's the only element, really. It's
Yeah.
the excitement of possibly being caught.
For me, you're saying don't do it out. For me, the whole thing about it's not so much about public sex; it's about outdoor sex. Whenever you're
Outdoor
outdoors,
sex.
don't you feel
Yeah.
like just
Camping
getting
sex,
naked
yeah.
and yeah.
Just anywhere different.
Whenever I'm outside, I just
This is
can't not be naked.
Different. On TV and everything.
Right now, you're having trouble keeping your pants on. aren't
Any
you, Tim?
TTC sex? Anybody?
Subway
Wow.
sex.
Subway sex.
Risky business
For
sex.
folks not from Toronto, that's the subway and the
Subway
bus
sex.
line. Any subway /
Yeah,
bus
the
line
vomit
sex?
comedy.
Anybody? Any
No.
takers on that?
I've seen the video of the couple that tried to have sex at a Major League Baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
And they put them on the jumbotron.
Yes.
I pressed my crotch up against the wall in the subway, and the vibrations. That was close.
Close enough?
I'm trying to be
What about the
Dwayne.
Mile High Club? Nobody's a member of the Mile High, whatever.
No, I have
Sex
trouble
on a
getting
plane?
into the airplane bathroom alone. When I was 15, I tried to masturbate in the airplane bathroom, and that didn't even work out well.
Oh,
I saw a couple. I
the
saw
stewardess was.
A couple
a
heading into the
member of
bathroom.
the Mile High Club come out of the. Went to go into the washroom, and 2 people came out one time, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh.
I've had friends talking about that if you just get one of those great Air Canada blankets, you're all set. The lights go out.
That's true.
On the airplane.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty subtle sex.
that's pretty
You know,
public
that's
sex.
pretty. You got to limit the movement and the acrobatics. I
Especially
guess.
if there's somebody sitting between you, it's a real problem.
Yeah, that center seat is going to put a damper on it.
The tray.
Good thing about the
Could
airplane.
you hold this towel?
And
You gotta
sometimes
get
it's
back
just
to
not
town.
that romantic, because if, depending on where it is, like, ow, rock, ow, seatbelt, ow. You know,
Poison
Yeah,
ivy.
I don't think public sex is ever very erotic and
Or graceful.
Nor does it have a lot to do with foreplay. It's generally about let's go.
I
Let's
just
get.
always think of that Woody Allen, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex, where him and that one woman. That's all. The only way she can have sex is in public.
Yeah.
She can't get.
Oh, yeah.
She can't get it on anywhere but in
But
public.
it's,
place.
it's all about the thrill of possibly getting caught by someone being seen. And I think that's what, especially for women, I find. is,
Margin Homer.
They're always pushing us into we're always ready, but just not outside where people can see us. But I think for them, it's just like, let's try it outside.
Really?
Let's try it on top of the building. I mean, it's always about possibly getting caught,
Picnic table at a campground for me. Dynamite. Off the charts. Off the
Skydome.
charts.
Nice.
Skydome. That was a big thing at Skydome with the hotel there.
Yeah, yeah.
When
Yeah,
they
they
first
had to-
opened, they had
for
to
sure.
start getting people to sign releases to stop having sex.
All right, we
Because
gotta
that's
cut-
everybody was
we-
It's a
doing.
hotel room.
We got to
Watch
go.
the game.
We got to go. We're going to sell some stuff. We're going to come right back. Couple more minutes. Sex in a public place on Real Men Today. Come right back. See, that's me hosting. I'm changing my voice. settle down, class. Settle down. We're back on Real Men. Kedar wanted to reset marriage from a little earlier in the show, so go ahead, man.
So I'm at Future Shop having a Pepsi, wearing my Gap clothes, and then my wife, I had picked out a CD player, a Hitachi, and my wife comes up after we picked it up, swiped the card, I'm about to pay for the item. The sales guy's all excited. I got another one, he's by himself. And my wife comes up, why do you have to get a 5-disc? Why can't we get a single disc? Isn't it cheaper to get a single disc? I go, but honey, it also plays CD players. Well, I don't see why. We already have a CD player.
But maybe she's
So
right.
I got the single disc. Whooped.
Maybe she's right.
But you know
She's
what I
right.
mean?
I know she's right, but I want the 5-disc.
So
I've
why
got
didn't
the
you say
5-disc.
that?
I'm single.
But why didn't you say that?
I did tell her. The sales guys, they've seen all this before, so they just stand quietly. So he tried to help. Well, ma'am, you know what this does? It also plays burnt CDs. Well, I don't care about that. We just need a single disc. I have a single disc.
Chucky, you got the 5-disc, don't you, buddy?
I got like 3 of them.
Yeah. He's got like the 27 disc.
I'm throwing them out the
woofers
window
and
because they're stacking up.
You know what? They're sitting on
There's not enough room in the apartment for all the CD players plus the prostitutes, so something has to go.
Sitting on the milk crates with the underwear hanging off it. It's all good.
Well, I'm married and I also have the 5-disc player, so.
Fine.
No,
But
come on,
you never find yourself in those situations?
No, man. What? I get
You
what
are
I
not
want to
married.
get.
You are not married.
Maybe
You're
I'm just
lying.
married to the best wife in the world or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or maybe you
He's
married
trying to
a
make up
man.
for the
No,
20
man.
hooker
I'm trying to make up for the other shows.
We are very individual. One of the things we've done is kept our lives very individual. Like, we're still the same people. You lose a little bit of that. You're going to meld into a little. But, man, I buy what I want to buy.
You
I've
become
never.
her eventually. You wait till you have kids. You just wait.
We inspire each other.
Oh, God.
Shut up.
Inspire. Let's get out of here. Let's end this before I get a freaking toothache. What
inspires
we've learned
me.
here today, Tim and
Give a
Kedar,
pen, I wanna write a
happily
poem.
married, Chucky Doll's house strewn with underwear and 5-disc CD changers.
forget the-
That's what we've
Krista,
learned here.
pick it up.
And Krista's just cool. We knew that going in. So thanks for tuning in to Real Men, where men get real. We're out.
Apparently.
Lucky guy. Can you cook, Krista?